Okay, this is XCI 504, level 1. I'm going to do these videos level by level, and I'm making these videos just in case my voice goes out and I can't teach you directly at the board. So let's look at this first problem. This is in the intro packet. You'll find this problem in your XCI 504 intro packet. What you want to do for level 1 is read what it's asking you. What is the sum of 4x squared plus 5 minus 2x and negative 4x minus 6x squared plus 7. Now, sum, if you recall, means adding. So it's asking, simplify the addition of those two expressions. So your first step is to write down the expressions. And make sure you use parentheses because you'll see later on that they're important when you're finding difference. So here's the second expression. Alright, and let's just look for like terms. Because when you're adding, you're combining like terms. So here's our first like term, the x squared term. Goes with this x squared term. And what you do here is you're going to take 4 and add it to negative 6. Now when you do that, you get negative 2x squared. And that negative 2 comes from 4 plus negative 6. Okay? That used up this one and this one. I like to scribble out as I go so that it helps me keep track of what I've used and what I haven't. Alright, let's look at the next term. And it has a like term right here, the two whole numbers without x's. 5 and 7 make 12. Okay, and then the last pair of like terms after we use those guys are negative 2x and negative 4x, which gives us negative 6x. Now, the proper way to write this is in descending exponents. So you start with the biggest exponent, and you go down from there, ending with the whole number. So the next biggest exponent is this negative 6x. And the whole number is plus 12. So this would be the proper way to write it. This is how your college professors would write it. This is how you'd see it on the ACT or on the final exam. So it's really good to get used to writing it that way. I would accept either one as an answer on a quiz. Alright, now if you look at number 2 is asking you to simplify the expression. And whenever you have parentheses, you should distribute the number that's multiplied out front. So the 3 distributes in, and the negative 2 distributes in. Now, be careful with negatives. I'm even going to write this over here. Be careful with negatives because a lot of students forget to distribute that to each part. Alright, let's start with this over here. We have 3 times 5 gives us 15. 3 times negative 2x gives us minus 6x. Negative 2 times positive 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. And then we have this plus 4x at the end. Now again, we want to combine like terms. Let's do the x's first. Negative 6x and negative 6x gives you negative 12x, plus 4x gives you negative 8x. Now we've used these. Positive 15 and positive 2 is positive 17. Okay? So the most common mistake here is with the negatives, so just be really careful there. Alright, number 3. again, when we're dealing with negatives, you need to be really careful. So, excuse me. If you just have a negative outside of a parenthesis, think of it like a -1, and then distribute that in. So we're going to just rewrite the 12, because nothing's being multiplied to it. And then we're going to get rid of this parenthesis by distributing the -1. So -1 times 4x is -4x. -1 times -3 is +3. Be really careful there. -1 times +2x, right here, is -2x. That's where the biggest mistakes are made, are right here. And then we're going to distribute this guy. So 2 times 5x squared is 10x squared. And 2 times -1 is -2. Now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So we're going to start with the biggest exponent on the x, and that's this one. There's no like terms with that x squared, so that's just going to be 10x squared. Alright, and then the next biggest x is going to be these guys. So that's going to combine to be -6x. And then lastly, we've got these guys. 12 plus 3 is 15, minus 2 is 13, and that would be your answer there. Alright, that is level 1. If you have any questions, please call me over.